The latest game to join the Hot Wheels franchise is arcade racer Hot Wheels Unleashed. The game is developed by Milestone Italy, who are no stranger to racing games, and published by Koch Media. It's available on PC, Xbox, PlayStation and Switch for the price of £39 in the UK, €49 in Europe and $49 in the US. It's the PS5 version of the game that I've been playing for this review. For those unfamiliar with the Hot Wheels license, it's a range of small die-cast collectible toy vehicles that cover both realistic and fantasy cars. These can be run along modular plastic tracks, which often feature jumps and loops, and gravity being the main method of propulsion. It's been around since 1968, so it's even older than I am. In the UK we had something similar with the Matchbox brand, and I spent many happy hours as a child building tracks to send these small cars hurtling down the stairs in our house at top speed. Incidentally, Matchbox and Hot Wheels are both owned by Mattel these days. One of the main attractions of Hot Wheels is the collecting aspect, and this has been made central to Hot Wheels Unleashed. Where some games will try to represent Hot Wheels cars as real-life vehicles, in this game the developers have taken the decision to replicate the experience of owning the actual toys. The attention to detail and realism of the cars is very impressive, and brought a smile to my face every time I unlocked a new one. You feel like you could just reach out and pick up the cars off the screen. There are 66 cars in the game at launch, featuring a mixture of iconic Hot Wheels originals, pop culture vehicles and cars from real manufacturers. The main way to unlock new cars is using gold coins, one of the two currencies in the game. You can use this to buy a specific model from a rotating selection in the in-game shop, or you can buy a blind box, which will give you a random model. Although these blind boxes sound a bit like loot boxes, gold coins can only be earned in-game, with no real-world money equivalents available. The game starts your collection with a few of these blind boxes, so everyone will start off with a different set of cars. Each of the vehicles feel and drive differently based on 5 different attributes. Speed obviously relates to the vehicle's top speed, braking power determines how quickly you can stop, acceleration is an indicator of how quick you can reach the top speed, and handling shows how nimble your car performs in turns and drifts. Each of these attributes is given a score out of 6. The final attribute is boost, which shows the amount and type of boost that your car has available. Some cars have a number of individual boost slots, while others have a continuous boost bar. Cars are organised into 4 different rarities: common, rare, legendary and treasure hunt. The rarity, as you'd expect, shows how difficult each vehicle is to obtain. Rarer cars also tend to have better attributes. Common and rare cars can be upgraded to a higher rarity class through spending gears, which is the other currency in the game. Similar to gold coins, these can only be obtained in-game. Treasure hunt rarity cars can only be found as in-game rewards or purchased from the store. As you collect cars, you will invariably end up with duplicates. These can either be sold for gold coins or dismantled for gears. As your collection grows, you're able to manage it by filtering for specific vehicles or marking them as favourites to make them easier to find. Once you have some vehicles, you'll want to do something with them. Unfortunately, there's plenty of racing on offer. The races in Hot Wheels Unleashed take part on a variety of tracks, which are set in one of 6 different environments. There's a garage interior, skate park, skyscraper, college campus, a track room, and a man cave style basement area. There's a mixture of lapped and point-to-point races, with the courses being mostly made up of familiar Hot Wheels style track pieces. Tracks can vary in complexity from simple circuit layouts to massive constructions that fill the entire environment. You start each race on a grid with a 3-second countdown. Hitting the accelerator at the right time will reward you with some boost off the starting line. During a race, boost is refilled by drifting your car around corners and via special track pieces. Managing your boost is definitely the key to doing well. Running out at the wrong time, like when navigating a loop, will likely see you lose a few places. As well as the special boost giving track pieces, there's also things like speed up pads, anti-gravity tracks and various obstacles to mix things up during a race. Once the race completes, you get the option of viewing a replay, and this allows you to see the race from the viewpoint of any of the cars from a number of different camera angles. Other controls allow you to change the playback speed or skip through sections of the race. From the replay screen, you can access the comprehensive photo mode. This gives you lots of control over camera settings and filters in order to set up your perfect screenshot. Onto the game modes now, and first up is the Hot Wheels Unleashed single player campaign. This is called Hot Wheels City Rumble. It has you taking part in various events as you work your way across a city map. Completing an event opens up routes to the next event, so you nearly always have a choice of what you tackle next. There are over 80 events to play, which are split into quick races, time attacks, and boss races. Quick race is the staple game mode in Hot Wheels Unleashed, and as you're taking part in a 3-lap race against 11 AI opponents. You need to finish in the top 3 to mark the event as complete and move on to the next one. Time trial, as the name suggests, is just you against the clock, with the target time to beat in order to mark the event as complete. Boss races gives you a longer race to take part in, and will feature one of the main Hot Wheels foes such as the Nitrobot. These can only be completed by winning the race. If you find the level of events too easy or too hard, there are a number of difficulty levels that will help you find a degree of challenge that you're comfortable with. The AI definitely takes no prisoners on the harder levels. Completed events will gain you rewards such as gold coins and gears, as well as unlocking tracks for you to use in other game modes. There are also some customization items on offer, and I'll be going into that side of things a bit later. As well as the events in single player, there are special reward locations you can land on, which give you a new car or a blind box to help add to your collection. There are also some mysterious secret spaces on the city map that have a cryptic requirement to fulfill. Unlocking these will reward you with one of the more desirable Hot Wheels vehicles. Outside of the campaign, you can do a quick race against AI opponents, or a time attack to try and set the fastest lap time for a track. Times are tracked on a leaderboard, and you can choose a ghost to compete against. Once you've got to grips with the single player modes, it will be time to try out your skills in multiplayer. Offline multiplayer is catered for with 2-player split screen racing. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to test this out as I've only got one DualSense controller and no friends. Online multiplayer is where the main competition is though, and I did give this a decent go despite the limited player numbers before release. Once you've chosen your vehicle, you get the option of selecting a quick match to put you into the public lobbies, or you can create a private lobby to race with just friends online. You can race with up to 11 other players in online multiplayer. Crossplay is available across generations of the same platform, so PS4 and PS5 players can play together, or Xbox consoles can play together. Hopefully this will get expanded out to true multi-platform crossplay at some point in the future. In public lobbies, you can see what vehicles each player is using, view the profiles of other players, and see what their internet connection is like. You also get the option to change which vehicle you want to use. Once everyone is ready, players vote on which track to race on from a selection of 5, and then you're placed in a random order on the starting grid. At the end of the race, players are then awarded gold coins based on their finishing position. If there's space in the lobby, you're able to invite other players into the game, but there doesn't appear to be a way to queue up with friends before searching for a lobby. In private lobbies, the host gets to set up whether players will vote on courses or if they're selected by the host. You also get the option to limit the class of vehicle and turn off collisions. Once the lobby is created, you can then invite your friends to race with you. In the public lobbies, all vehicles are allowed and collisions are always turned on. There is voice chat in the game for multiplayer lobbies, which is on a push-to-talk basis. Unfortunately, there's the ability to mute other players if you need to. Hot Wheels Unleashed is big into customization, and there are a few different things to satisfy the creators out there. I've already mentioned the photo mode, but what better way to show off your cars than with custom liveries from the in-game livery editor. The livery editor allows you to paint the various elements of a vehicle and even choose their material properties. You can then apply various decals to create whatever designs you can come up with. Like most livery editors, there are banks of shapes and designs to use, plus various tools like cut, paste and mirror to make life a bit easier. Not all cars can have liveries applied though. IP licensed vehicles from popular culture are generally locked to what they come with. Once you've created a livery, you can share it online for others to use. If you don't have the time to create your own, you can just browse and download your favourites that the community have created. There are some really talented creators out there, so I look forward to seeing what they come up with. As well as the livery editor, Hot Wheels Unleashed has a fully featured built-in track editor. You select an environment for your track to be based in, and then you're free to place track elements anywhere in that area. This is essentially the same tool that the developers use to create the tracks in the game, so it is very powerful. You do get a basic tutorial on how to use it, but it will take some playing around with to get to grips with it, along with the art of building tracks that are actually playable. Created tracks can be uploaded and shared with the community, so you're never going to run out of different courses to play on. When voting on which course to play in multiplayer lobbies, there are usually a couple of player-created tracks in the selection. One of the environments that tracks can be created in is the basement, which is the large man cave style area, complete with living area, kitchen and games room. I think it's actually bigger than my first house. This environment can also be customised to your taste. You can select colours, material finishes, artwork and other ornaments, more of which are unlocked as you play through the campaign. If you create a track in your customised basement, anyone else who plays that track will see your version of the environment. Even though there's plenty of content in the game at launch, the developers have detailed a busy DLC plan for the months after release. This will be a mixture of free and paid DLC. New vehicles are on the way from real manufacturers such as Aston Martin and McLaren, as well as from licensed IPs like Batman and Street Fighter. As well as cars, you can expect new elements for the track builder, more customization items for your basement, and even a new environment to race in. Racing seasons are also coming, which add more challenges to the game, from which you can unlock cars and customization items. If you're the sort of person who likes to pick up all the DLC, there will be season passes available to get everything for a discount. So that's everything in Hot Wheels Unleashed, but is it actually any good to play? Well, I'm happy to say that I have absolutely loved playing it. On PS5, the cars and environments look great and everything runs at a smooth 60 frames a second. The attention to detail is especially impressive, and you can tell the developers really cared about making things as authentic as possible. This helps make it feel a little bit special every time you unlock a new car. Sound-wise, everything is perfectly fine, with pleasant background music, a variety of engine noises for the vehicles, and plenty of good environment effects. Obviously, the important thing for a racing game is the handling, and the developers have nailed the arcade racing feel for this one. Controls feel responsive, and it's easy to get the cars into a drift on bends. You can fine-tune the amount of drift with the thumbstick, so there's some depth to the driving, and you can't just keep the accelerator floored the whole time. There's a good sensation of speed too, especially when you hit the boost. Feedback on the PS5 DualSense controller is fairly subtle, but it definitely adds to the game without being in your face, as it were. The single-player campaign does a nice job of structuring events and gives you a decent amount of new cars and unlocks in return. Once you finish that, there's still the time trial leaderboards to compete with, and there will be an almost endless supply of community tracks to race with. The variety of developer-created tracks in the game is very good, with a great mixture of styles and complexities. Some special track pieces and obstacles can definitely catch you out, so you need to learn a track to get the best from it. Even though player numbers were pretty limited in the week up to release, I did get the opportunity to give the multiplayer a try in the public lobbies. Everything seemed to run smoothly and I didn't see much lag, despite the varying quality of players' connections. It will be interesting to see how this holds up on launch. With player-created tracks being available in the voting selection, the quality of races can be a bit of a mixed bag in multiplayer, especially if you end up in a lobby of people wanting to play on the silliest track each round. There was a wide range of skill levels in the multiplayer lobbies I played in, but there were too few players to know if the game has any skill-based matchmaking in place. I'll probably do a separate review on the multiplayer in due course. Apart from the racing, with the livery editor, track editor, photo mode and basement customization, there's plenty in here for the creator too, which in turn improves the game for everyone else. Overall, Hot Wheels Unleashed makes good use of the Hot Wheels license, it's fun to play, provides plenty of gameplay, and is available for a relatively cheap price. What more could you want in an arcade racer? I've been Jimster71, thanks for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Until then, bye for now.